through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posses. Mola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed out children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I? Some pastor or preacher was released represent with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. Nah, bro. Come on, bro. Nah, come on. You almost.
What the goal of the billionaire class is.
Way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posses. Mola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed out children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I? Some pastor or preacher was released represent with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
we're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. Push up.
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet. So my aircraft stealth spit. Can't be tied down or even sheep belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked the cause, my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibration from the gut of my pelvic. The bust all some ice and some veil shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real marquee velvet. Body you not for Mars, use a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly, though haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still in hand, but we're healer man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. To catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dated space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the cage, face off. Actor shape the state, use a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just policy up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas carol lies what your fans get. Your world's in perils what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. And don't want to go for the cracker. And go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
So, y'all really thought that I was done with y'all? Nah, I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the sci-fi. Third eye gang cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that ops. From the skybox, and got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some real ones. Some of our folks are still dumb. Deaf and blind to the fact that
I don't mind anybody sending me something, but never send me something made in China. I'm just not going to use it. I'm not going to give it to somebody. It's not because I don't trust them or I want to trust them or anything. I'm not going to create some illusionary stuff. Your teeth are not supposed to be pearly white, people. They're supposed to have a yellow tinge to them. Okay? And a lot of you know exactly what you're doing and why your teeth are white. Stop fronting. Seriously, stop fronting. I studied medicine. I've seen enough bones and cadavers and everything else, and you're not sun-bleached white. So stop it. But never send me anything made in China. Thank you. Appreciate you, though.
But we gon' have this real show. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out.
I'd rather have that wordless tree out than my nails and stuff.
Could have bloated in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistol.
I'm not youthful. Well, I am, but I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need a big mail call. I get a lot of my own stuff. I'd rather you support books and the bill.
Here's a big fat yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow, bow, big back. Whether earth is brown or flat, we want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, one turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence, mostly disguised compliance. Silence by guidance from conspiring connivance. Other aspirants of violence, tyrants of fire. Tritons and giants who hide, I'm sure and defiant. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, squares, groupies, and hype men. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm non-pliant. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push all the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no wreck. Drill music for real.
Hey,
My
T-Bot
don't possess.
got some of that white sage. Good stuff. Real good
It's
stuff.
personal, know what the business is.
And he's got some of the, what's it called, too. I think he got one left with the stick.
We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or
Huh?
way.
Yeah, don't put that in the fire. No, you just burn this. The Palo Santo. Palo Santo. Portuguese. You just burn it and then put it out. You don't.
We're not going back and forth.
Nah, there. Don't put it in the fire, bro.
Whether your word is bound or way.
Like when you get up, like you do the sage over yourself. Yeah. You know, yeah.
I just thought it was like that.
Nah. It's waste. That's waste. Yeah. I used to have a whole box of this stuff, and I was giving it out to all the Navajos. They were like, "What's that?" I was like, "Palo Santo." My daughter sent it to me from Brazil. Oh, it smells. So I was like, "Yo, this is how you use it," and they was just cooking with it.
Shines your symbols are for the conscious minds, y'all.
And they little with the chips and everything, smoking the meat with it. I was like, no.
Vision the past, not yet a circulus round. Created successful reality from a virtual now. How stand on my square.
They didn't die, so I guess they was blessing the meat. I don't know.
That hurt you, they smile all up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bros, but dogs with whole trace. So I walk tall kittens while y'all cross slow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw a magic circle around me to keep me from harm. The law fat checks purposely will keep me. I'm calm. Water, fire, air, earth, turn me from that piece to a bomb. Blow the joint and split the range. The point in the centimeters. I've encompassed my inner demons. 490-degree angles guarded by angel of shiny eating angels. Thank you, and I of course am the chief triangle. If I die before I wake, well at least I'll fly in plain view. I am my circle, how I govern 4 corners. Wise as a serpent for certain amongst foreigners. Out of state, out of place in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned of us. I recall when bro and I spit flows, dope man fly in the shell at Southampton, kept slow, stay high. Years later, he's the same degree, just gained density. Gave my synopsis, he's hostage. I prayed I could say I behave by locals. I've raised my moral ground, way have my character. Stay fly, the conduct squared up. Self-esteem, the day sky, new God on what the world's been waiting for. The days not me, I don't abide by the same ethics. They feign respect, yet obtain the credit for keeping the bliss erect, but with strange ethics. But the epic of my name will reign and remain epic. Circumscribed by passions, my squares, my lift. Ask, is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare, I spit, but the beats churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried, this kid that it tried to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it. Announce it, I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle, I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness, the sun lit on you, false lights. Don't have to be gold to glitter. Actors with the poppers just for show, go figure. You dig, pounding you bamboo or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with hella track, no illa max than me. Master built her back, originally pretty. Take the mask off, 360 on my square, see the circle. If not, your mask off. You poemish, dash your salt. The dialogue's trash talk, your past lost. Leave a footprints in the asphalt. Use an outline correction, last for a blast off by crash off to the next zest of living. Sexually sex some whose ass off. When she walked the ass off, I talk back to it like who makes sure Yanni sing. Her response, she dons me king. To who they gave me the script, my ops the prescription. This is my vision's description. Listen, I'm standing on mines, my circle is me. I absorb your hate to make it work for me. Transform into fuel as I evolve. Advance this abnormal, dormant from and leave y'all right where y'all started at. Let me impart a fact. She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. Thinking in destiny, the turtle and the hare. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square.
In my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. It's time for a change, gotta bounce up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. I'ma lay him out, execution style. Too late when apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of blame by God, it's overdue. Your time is in the end. Locked out silent without sin. He put me on the planet with justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. With suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger prophet like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the plentiful sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand or kneels. Too late when the caps get filled. Don't believe it, TC type. Ruin hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome. When it's on the song, all red of my vision through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight. From above, I'll be given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' burn them off, so gon' pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in the ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
I wanted to play some Max B, but his copyrighted, so y'all stream him, let him get some ducats, all right? Anyway, how y'all doing today? Let me pull this back up. Okay, there we go. All right. Almonds. Be careful with almonds. Remember what I said. But it's dark chocolate. We have some cacao, 100%. Don't get the 60%. Always get the 80 to 100% cacao. Cacao. I'm not even pronouncing it properly, but And brothers and sisters, the reason why I say this, you take about 3 tablespoons once a day for about a week, maybe 2 weeks. That's got a lot of caffeine in there, but it's natural. It does, and I had to hear it again. I had to read it a few more times, and I've already knew. I just wanted to qualify and solidify what I already knew, and the properties of it. If you're getting the real stuff, like Peruvian or Colombian, like real cacao, you know what I'm saying, or even where Brother Kiramio is, for those who grow chocolate there. It used to grow here, you know, like changing history all the time. It really works to help with your nerves, your synapses, how they fire and all that kind of stuff, the stimuli and the electric. It's very important, okay? I know we're in a time where you got to really be careful because everything's being manipulated, especially when every time you turn around, you see something saying comes from California. California was not the Garden State. That was not the place where in the 20s, 30s, and 40s you can go and buy watermelons and squashes and you know who controls California and where most of the genetic nonsense is going on as far as manipulation of certain things besides outside in so-called South America. These individuals monopolize stuff. This is not about hate or anything. This is because I find this is not tea. This is stuff that y'all should be looking at for those of you who want to, you know, better qualify and quantify your existence, not to create more something out of nothing. I need you to look into nothing to better adapt to the situation, to be resourceful. So that way you can start dismissing all the somethings and stop giving energy to create, that keeps creating all these somethings instead of looking inside yourself to empty yourself. You know, like Bruce Lee, like, you know, be like a cup, be like water, you know, water in a cup, you know, becomes a cup, water out, you know what I'm saying? Or you could be crashing or soft or whatever, but to be water, it means to be what it is. It doesn't need a label. We call it water, right? Because that's what you were taught. You don't consider it a liquid form of blood or life or based on a cycle. That cycle is not a redundancy of stop and start. They only create that because they tell you that's a waterfall, that's a river, that's a sea, that's an ocean. And y'all really don't even know what that means. So it qualifies you having that in your mind. I want to go to the beach. That is not the beach. Okay? But in communicating, all this stuff is just more derivatives to keep you from functioning, you know, effortlessly functioning. Okay? When I'm going through the Rolodex, I'm content, yet it's profound. I won't say hard. It's profound because I don't want to, because you should be able to do it without radicalizing anything. I look at everything as it is, empty. Like what I'm going to read today, the reason why I'm starting this is going to resound, and hopefully it's resourceful for you, in a way that is nurturing and nutrient for you, nutrient dense, because you know, dense, I guess to y'all means something that's like having a whole meal, when you really should get used to not having a meal. But yet, I'm going to keep pushing forward, and I know you're going to be like, he's still dropping tea. Yo, the day and every day that you arise is tea. Okay? And when I say tea, I'm talking about the benefits of what we determine to be beneficial and good. Whether you want to say longevity or whatever else, I like my tea hot, warm, or cold. As long as I'm getting real green tea, unbleached, unchemicalized, unsterilized stuff. I made some cacao that I've had for over 2 years, knowing that the properties of it are diminished, and it's still caffeine functioning. It is still about 20% beneficial. I took a couple of sips and I was like, let me pour this out, and I'm just going to order the whole bat, which is $73, so that way I have some more. And that's what I do. You know what I mean? because I remind myself there are things that I need to utilize. And I also, like, you know, the branch chain amino acids, this, that, and other. I don't do this stuff every day. I look at how I feel, and then there's still times when I make a mistake. When I take something a half hour too soon, and I feel it, and I'm like, oops, I shouldn't have took this then. It's a remembrance, because I like to be empty. I don't like to be walking around prolificating all this so-called information and knowledge. All right. So I have to always be mindful and resourceful for myself, so that way I won't be resentful for my actions when I make a mistake, because a mistake is a good thing. Okay. I mean, when I was coming up as a youngling, we used to have a commercial. Oops, I made a mistake. That's all. When it's knocked the milk over, making mistakes aren't bad at all. But you have a system, a deviance, a perversion, that's like, and we're gonna do this to you, and blah 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 blah, because you have these people who are inconsiderate. They're running around in a lie, and they're scripted because their functionality was based upon why they were brought in the last 5 to 8 years to learn something, and then to learn the worst part of it and to perform that duty. And a lot of you don't know that. Okay, let's start off with this right here. Okay, let me shut you guys up. Kane Johnson's, we're gonna learn as we go. Kane Johnson, just take it as it comes. Okay, MLL delusions, I got you, beloved. Millennial. Yeah, coconut with a little bit of clove and turmeric, and you replenish and numb and replenish a lot of minerals. Send yourself in a box. Come on, mama. Yeah, they don't have to be white. Nope. Baby girl Slatter, what's up, mama? Oh, Mac, what's happening? What's going on, fam? All of y'all are beautiful. You're a day to me, so let's remember that. Sharon, Dev, what's cracking? Lance Ward, what's going on, beloveds? I don't see my baby girl in here. Well, all of y'all are, but you know what I mean. Snoo. She's busy. Grand Rising. You already know, Kane. Anyway, let's go ahead and I'm going to start reading. Today we're supposed to go and get, it's supposed to be pretty nice today. Last night, what we got down there, what was it, 10%? I think it was 10 degrees again. I was like looking at it, and this AM, it was like, it said very directly, 12 degrees feels like 10 degrees. I was like, man, that's wonderful. Okay, let's start off with this, okay? I'm going to put this up there for those of you, if you want to give it a spin or research it first. I want y'all to go to your Google if you can. I want you to put in Crystal Restore, okay? It's only $59 per bottle. Now, me saying only is fiat, so you know it's $59 per bottle. I want y'all to look. It's productamerican.com, okay? And I always want you to have all these cookies. They're so dumb. So you can get 3 times bottles, 3 months supply, $49 a bottle, or you can just get the one, which is $59 a bottle. But I would prefer that y'all go and look this up, and they have other stuff in there. Go and look it up. I'm not going to explain it. I want you to look at it, and also look at the things that are beneficial to what I'm going to read about. And then y'all can put the pieces together, because you know I go through 3 or 4 books. And it's for you to magnify and to research whatever it is I put out there, okay? Okay? Oh, Christmas. So, dark chocolate and almonds, man. I love it. So, as you know, the pineal gland, right? The pineal gland is a tiny endocrine gland in the middle of your brain that helps regulate your body's circadian rhythm by secreting the hormone melatonin. Do never take over-the-counter melatonin. If you got it, throw it in the garbage right now. Don't have resentments. Don't beat yourself up, but get rid of it. Okay? Circadian rhythm. when me and T and they was come over to Page, and we did it out here once or twice, right? And we're sitting there, and I'm sure I get them in their breathing. That's Arcadian rhythm. So I get the breathing, right, brother? I get right, brothers. I get the breathing, and then I have to fine tune our rhythm. So when we first come out, and I says we're gonna start off with charm. And we come out and we go after the breathing, because you need your diaphragm kind of strong, and you need to be oxygenated. So you might feel a little lightheaded with the breathing exercises that we do. Usually it's deep inhalations and slow, and we build upon the body's muscle responses, memory, and everything else to function in a way that is not void of practical influence of self. And when we get to it, it's going, we start off with chom or crom or joy. We say chom. Chom. Now, what's happening is your diaphragm is pushing up to dispel the lungs and to cause them to squeeze in. And what's going on is this basic carbon and all that is coming up through your esophagus and all that in your vocal cords. So what's happening is you got a vibration, a flattering, right? And you hear that rhythm. That's all throughout your body. But you hear it up here. If I say hi, Khalif, but don't open your mouth, doesn't it sound the same? Didn't you just say it without it reverberating? Is that Arcadian part of the Arcadian rhythm or part of the memory the contour of how we exist? No, it's all part of the same. And we're going to get into nothing and everything else, space and all that. Well, so when you do it the first time with others with you, and that's why it was important to get y'all here, and I don't think you really grasp the importance of coming here. The girl's probably like, he's probably going to lay me down with them 12 inches. I know. I need y'all to stop perverting yourselves and distilling yourselves from your natural rhythm and existence and start accepting and being nurturing yourself. Men, the same thing. You got to allow yourself when you go, that's rough. And we always sputum and everything else getting it out because it's bringing up phlegm, it's vibrating. The second time is it's starting to be finite and it's starting to tune. Usually around the third time, it's very practical. We sound one. Just as when you go home, but silence in the mouth, but not moving the lips. Not without saying nothing and breathing, but in here. I just did the same thing in here. That is really in here. And I feel it all throughout here. Just like when you go, diaphragm. Just like when you inhale and you expel through both. Does it have to be like shallow? Is that really shallow, or can it be like this? Will you hear both? It's two sounds. It's two variables. But it's coming out of what? Two orifices, but through what? One channeling. You'd be amazed at what your physiology can do to change. And the reason why you do it is to find a blank space. Because when you're doing this, you're so focused on that, the sound, and then what you feel that you're not thinking about stuff if you were silent, meditating. Now you're thinking about Lucy arguing with you and your son Tommy over there hitting the cat, and your great-grandma just passed away, and your pappy's over there going, if he don't bring my tools back, and it's in and out while you're attempting to find a place of comfort and silence. Ohm brings that. You know what frequency that is, right? When you're dealing with 440, or not 440, but 370, 327. Not give or take. All those other than 440 and 808 and all that nonsense. This is very indicative and important for you to get with. Okay? So the crystal restore, dealing with the pineal gland, the calcification that happens, there's a reason why they need to calcify it, so it doesn't function. There's a reason why they want you to be caught up with medicine that doesn't cure. They want you to be hostile and angered, but they want you to be docile and subjugated to not act upon it, because they know that your resolve would be violence or disrespect, because it'd be disrespect of self. They have been situated to do what they do without you knowing that you don't have to perform in alignment with the perversions of their existence. You speak your truth. You create your state, whether subtle or still in a hostile environment. You don't have to acquaint yourself with what's already going on if you want to manifest change. I arise every morning in the most flabbergasted, frustrated, worst way any of you can even imagine, with 5 of y'all put together, maybe 6. And I let it out, but I don't let it control my narrative, because I see you guys. I see a lot of things. And so I am enraged by it. But is it the same like somebody who's out there punching on somebody's window? Boom, boom. And somebody's going to make a video? Boom, dang, boom, boom, dang, with a boom, boom. The guy hitting on the window, or, you know what I'm saying? Or the individuals jumping out the back of their car who are illegal immigrants wanting to shoot a woman down because it's easy for us to say he's a punk. Well, actually, he is beyond confusion. He is beyond confliction. He is full of everything with no answer to nothing. That's why it's important for you to come back to nothing. Is there something else beyond that? Of course. But you know where, and you know we're prepared already for it. So see how you will think about that. Man, if I start meditating and doing my cloud hands and all this other stuff, that's for different people, different functions. You're like, how can I get myself to get to the next level, the Jedi? That's just a loose term you're utilizing. You first need to find calm. You need to find space again. Okay? Marcus, what's up, beloved? Okay? So, again, the pineal gland, what's its function, right? That's pretty much what we're looking at. And by the term of it, why do you have PFAS and all this other stuff and these poisons? Remember the brother a decade ago, talking about the chemicals from, with Bill Gates, all those monkeys who running around buying up land and all that, and y'all allowing it because you're too full of all of this information, disrupting the endocrine system, messing with the hormonal balance, male and female. And because you don't know any better, and it's been done in silence, in the dark of noise, that's where it's been done at, where they conspire. How do you correct it? Just like the spike protein, right? Whatever, right? How do you manifest correction? Well, you're beyond powerful in whatever interpretation you want to utilize. Yet, you are not there. And you are. You're just too much, like the noise I'm giving you right now. But it's more conducive, isn't it? So in that shape or in that manner, it can be beneficial. Yes, some things can be beneficial, while your entire existence has been most things that are based upon a false pleasure, because usually that comes with, as a youngling, a whipping or smack, a spank. Ignorance at a level that's far too, it creates more stuff, and this is the world they gave you. And then fear. Oh, we got a plague, we got a pandemic, and they talk about it years before it even comes to be, as if you're the playground and they're going to do what they want with you, because your will that you think you have, you're consciously unconscious. It's like you're the walking zombies. That's why they say kill the head, kill the chrism, the Christ factor, right? Because you're living in the lower part and you haven't let it ascend to balance out, to be neutral, to be magnified. So therefore you call it Lucifer, not knowing that it has everything to do with royalty, because the crown, the Christ, and the sin area are supposed to be balanced and neutral. But you allow it, again, in ignorance, which is not a bad word. It's just the unknowing, the epithet of that, right? So let's get into reading some things and see if you can, will those, what might be more concerning or important for some, and the other, what might be for the others. But together, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. Okay? Let's start with Genesis. All right, Genesis, oh no, let's start with Genesis 32, chapter 32, verse 30. Okay? Open it up. So in Genesis chapter 32, verse 30, Jacob names a place Peniel, which means the face of God. We are not nurtured to articulate and look at ourselves. I express to you it's important to talk to yourself and to look into the mirror and see yourself for who you are. Gaze into the water, the stream, your reflection, and know that for ye are God. You create. Okay? Not false gods. Who are apparitions of destruction. And the verse reads, so Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, says, for I have seen the face of God, and yet my life has been delivered. But yet why would you put a yet? This is the inscription that they do. It is of self. For you're endowed, as we went over a few days ago, that you're endowed, right? With the creator, creation. You walk in the simplicity and the symposium of your greatest of existence. All right? So let's look at the science of the sacred secretion. Chapter 3, we're going back, okay? The pineal gland, which is the pine cone by the narrative, the witch and the cortex. The witch and the cortex. And Jacob called the place pineal, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. He knew himself. You know when they always say, and I came into my wife and I knew her. A shared spirits, right? Energy, consortium of what? The source, the connection. There's no 50-50, 25-75, whatever, 60-40. It's 100 and 100. What is meant to be without the extrapolation of percentages. Like looking at wattage. Archaic rhythmic order, balance, natural. The pineal gland is a tiny gland in the center of the brain that receives more blood flow than any other area in the body. Look, that's why it's important to reset. On your moon, Sagittarius, Cancer, Aquarius, whatever you want to call with the fake astral, you know what I'm saying, stars and stuff with her. It's to have balance, and our ancients were very capable. Anyway, the pineal is shaped like, hence named after a pine cone. And when we look at the title, pineal, esoterically, it can be split into pine based on its shape and al, which means all, like God. Allah, arm, Allah, arm, leg, arm, head, right? Head, H, Wah, God, right? By the narrative, when you want to paint a pretty picture. A, resounding to what? To the arms that embrace. So that means you've touched the face of God. Arm, leg, arm. And it's funny that you stand upon the two L's. And that's nothing to do with Moorish doctrine or any of that foolishness. For the two arms that stand on the two legs, right? That you would think is the penis. Yet the H is there, the spirit of the soul. And with the two legs and the arms, it touches the breath, spirit. Is it that complicated? Anyway, this gland is intimately linked to our body's perception of light. It is the size of the pinky finger, nail, and is lined with tissue called pineolysites, not big, which is similar to the rods and cones in the eyes. The rods and the cones in the eyes, okay? It also has the same wiring to the visual cortex and part of the brain as the two eyes. For these reasons, the pineal is believed to be the third eye and the origin of non-physical connection. For I have gazed into the face of God, for I knew God, for I knew myself. We're all out of ourselves, aren't we? I have to say we. Right? To intricate and to for comfortability. All right? And so to gaze into the mirror, to gaze at yourself, to close your eyelids, to know that this visual cortex, the balance of it is so important. For you roll through the Rolodex information and you speak life. Baby, I want to make a baby. Hon, come on. Okay. And usually that's based on the conceptualization of pleasure and false love. When the reality is that is the progenitor of what you're supposed to do regardless. The issue at hand is everyone's so outside of themselves they don't see the true face and they don't exist in their entirety because of the endocrine disruptors and the calcifications and everything else. You move in the era of false wisdoms in a dialect that's eclectic to the narrative of further perversion. Okay? What's more, for any readers with an interest in mathematics and geometry, if you follow the golden ratio, also known as the Fibonacci, remember we went over the Fibonacci constant? A mathematical, talked about the fake church and the little beautiful thing that a certain actor, Terrence Howard, speaks about, and the fact that they've been utilizing his stuff, the relationship between the Negro and they've been utilizing our stuff and it's been against you. And even those outside of the context of who we are. What's more, for any readers with an interest in the mathematics and geometry, if you follow the golden ratio, also known as the Fibonacci constant, a mathematical formula that appears everywhere in nature, it's a natural order. Along the circumference of the brain, the spiral will end at the exact point of the pineal. In addition, the pineal gland develops in the human fetus at 49 days. They want you to believe it's dead when they're using that very same stuff over after you. That's 7 weeks, people. After conception, this is also the same time that the first indication of gender develops, and when, according to Buddhists, the reincarnated soul enters the physical body. It was already there because you got to remember those 7 ounces, even as small as that baby is, the light, the DMC, right? It comes in the moment you conceive. All right. So consequently, the pineal is often referred to as the antenna to universal energy. All right. We're not going to get into the Egyptian staff, Osiris, and all that other stuff. Even though this is a great book, there are some things that can be misleading. Now, the power of now. Of course, we're going back there, and I want to go to space. Okay. Hey, Charles. I think I got you already been up a little bit. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get to space, okay? So, power of now. All right, but Eckhart Tolle. Space. Just as no sound can exist without silence. I mean, how can you hear a thing with a whole bunch of noise? Any of y'all ever was reading the Bible and you're in a place where you're going through 12 steps of alcohol or drug anonymous? Or you were in a place where you want to put yourself away because you were so afflicted with sex or overspending, some addiction disorder. You don't have to scream out. And you're sitting there with a group that are really about finding self. And then all of a sudden, when you start quoting these things that can be beneficial, everybody else becomes loud and erratic. And you don't know why. You get what I'm saying? Because you haven't reached it, and there are things around that want to keep you from attaining your truth. So anyway, just as no sound can exist without silence, nothing, because you can't hear nothing. How can there be sound of you having understanding or interpretation if there's a whole lot of noise? Nothing can exist without nothing or no thing. Nothing can exist without no thing. without the empty space that enables it to be. Every physical object or body has come out of nothing. It's surrounded by nothing and will eventually return to nothing. The problem with it is you've got a whole lot of baggage and luggage you're going to take that's going to keep you in the vortex we were talking about yesterday that can be confusion and away from going to that which should be the place of balance. And that doesn't mean something. Don't misinterpret here because your thinking is fractured. Okay? You don't know what it's like. How many of you have ever been in a place that's so peaceful and quiet? And the first thing you want to do is, now I can think and write. So you go right back into the limelight, be the center of attraction, and with all that noise of negated negativity and no archaic rhythm, no nothing that is beneficial. But to be in that place, that serenity, and to lay in the grass, sun glaring down on you. Say you even with a so-called loved one, and both of you are in silence. You don't have to reacquaint yourself with the fact that you're there. Everything there is to benefit both in the neutrality of nothing, of pure bliss. You get where I'm coming from? All right, let's go on. Not only that, but even inside every physical body, there is far more nothing than something. Why do you think they have to label everything? So that way science is to undo, which is unnatural. Science is not about nature or natural order. It is to create more chaos. Physicists tell us that the solidity of matter is an illusion. It is. I mean, you take water, it becomes gas, it becomes solid as ice. I mean, come on. Based on what? They say temperature. They've convinced you it's temperature. And then we're going back to the Fibonacci, right? The Fibonacci, the cadence, right? That is a natural order to it. You even see it in the so-called snowflakes, which even really shouldn't exist, but it's something that is breaking up in dimensions. You can't see it because you're just stuck in the narrative painted before you. Anyway, even seemingly solid matter, including your physical body, is nearly 100% empty space. So vast are the distances between the atoms compared to their size. And what is more, even inside every atom, there is mostly empty space. You quantify it based on what? Size? Yet, look at you standing on the so-called Earth. But in your imagination, and all that something, you think you're a giant. And there's more space than you can even imagine. And the first thing most of you want to do is find where's that hard pellet or core. What would make you instinctively, which is out of instinct, think such a thing? That it goes probably back to nothing. Continuously. But you're always looking for something because you've been conditioned to do so. Therefore, you never find comfort, peace, or bliss. Nor in the circle of your associates can you find balance and harmony. Because you refuse. You repudiate what could be possible, plausible, and possible. Because you have to have something. Even inside every atom, there is mostly empty space. What is left is more like a vibrational frequency than particles of solid matter, more like a musical note. Buddhists have known that for over 2,500 years. When they know it longer than that. Form is emptiness. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form, states the Heart Sutra, one of the best known ancient Buddhist texts. The essence of all things is emptiness. When I converse with any of you on a cell phone, right now my phone's not off, and I was supposed to go Monday and do the which card. Like I'm gonna find out, I have to get the phone number from Verizon. I'm just gonna get a brand new number, y'all. And I'm not. Verizon's dead. The feds they're not smart or intelligent, and I'm not making something. I am stating something that is nothing. That is how unimportant they are. They think that they have me. I don't care. We could chat through Instagram, whatever. There's a plethora of things duo. We could chat if that's important. But most people don't know how to chat because you're always thinking something. You don't know how to empty your place and allow yourself to be confident. And then there is spite to allow yourself to find balance. Because everybody's got something to say when you got something to say about really nothing. You'll get there. Just hold on. What is left is more like a vibrational frequency than particles. Frequency than particles. More frequency than particles of solid matter. More like a musical note. Like I said, Buddhists have known this, right? But form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Stay still, heart suruta. Right? Now, the unmanifested is not only present in this world as silence, it also pervades the entire physical universe as space, from within and without. This is just as easy to miss as silence. Excuse me. Everybody pays attention to the things in space, but who pays attention to space itself? Your space, people. The universe is within you. All the colors, the spectrums, right? We talked about yesterday. Focus, based on individuals who want to keep you lost in their little world of nuances of nothing. Lies, which are actually something for them, but nothing to you. You must be pragmatic, but people, you must allow yourself to go into the void, to drink of the emptiness, to partake in the sustenance of nothing. And some of you say, well, how's that? I got dogs and cats. Even they are more in tune with the nothing than you. That's why they're so happy when you beat them and they still run to you. They haven't made you the enemy yet. It's the pain, which is the seclusion, that deviates and drives a wedge. Isn't that more something in the archaic rhythm? That when it's supposed to be flowing, they built dams to destroy our people's lands, to control a narrative, to further create perversions, and they created all that something, and then you see it, and it's like I'm dispelling it. I'm giving it right now. I'm also dispelling it, saying it's unimportant. All right? Somebody say, but you said eye for eye. Don't cross me. There's vectors of importance, right? But I'm not creating the something of importance. I'm saying the narrative that exists in, you're rewarded exactly with what you conceptualize, your perception and what you believe and think. I'm asking you to find that place of emptiness. You don't have to be challenged. All the individuals in prison, they're around with egos, testosterone, whatever, estrogen, and their perverse ways of living. They have yet to find a way to enter themselves, because they got to have that drama and who's the big bad, because you have ignorance supreme. Like I said, power, absolute power corrupts. Therefore, it is not really power. It is the perversion. It is the total opposite. And what is the opposite when there's power? Isn't it nothing? If I'm wrong, correct me. I know there's a lot of intelligent intellectuals out there. A whole lot of somethings. And I'm void, and I don't mind you saying all your emotions and feelings, because it means nothing to me. The unmanifested is not only present in this world as silence, it also pervades the entire physical universe as space. Pervades. You understand that, right? It means it's coming somewhere with shit. Okay? This is just as easy to miss as silence. Everybody pays attention to the things in space, but who pays attention to space itself? You seem, this is a directive of a question in some form. You seem to be implying that emptiness or nothing is not just nothing, that there is some mysterious quality to it. What is this nothing? You cannot ask such a question. Your mind is trying to make nothing into something. Boom. I'm not going to lean on explaining something. There's nothing to explain because you need to have something tangible when you are so-called tangible in yourself. But you're full as if you know everything when you really don't know nothing. So, let's get into the dome and outer space projection. Year 1728, the last reset by Claudio Nocelli, nos confoundum, which means no confusion. Hey, Lloyd, what's up, beloved? Text me number, big brother. When I get it, I will, hon. But right now, we can chat on Instagram, you know, all that stuff, okay? The little widget for Facebook, whatever. We can chat. We can chat always the same. All right? Just wanted to read some of you guys. Y'all like this? Is this okay for you guys? I just want to make sure. We got my boy Benji in here, so yeah, Deb, what's going? Yeah, we got all the beautiful people in here. Okay, so I just want to make sure this is okay for you. Okay, so let's get into chapter 9. Why would they lie to us? The false universe. Isn't it peculiar how you can take a whole lot of information and it can elude and point in the direction to have you, as Bruce Lee say, empty your cup? Don't think about it. Do it. Someone said, well, how do you do it? You got to have an irrational reason to rationalize yourself to do something that you don't even want to put your first foot forward to do. Put one foot in front of the other. Remember? Soon you'll be walking across the floor. Abominable Snowman. Put one foot in front of the other. And soon you'll be walking through the door, right? So I see. I just put wobbly one foot in front of the other. And soon you'll be walking right out the door, right? Let's go on. A very common question that people usually ask about all this questioning is the following. Why would modern science, in conjunction with the many existing organisms and the mass media, be hiding or lying to us about the reality of the home we live in and the mysteries happening in the skies? One of the main reasons is to guide human minds to an external search and to neglect the eternal. You can't find an empty place. You got so much stuff in it, right? Spiritual growth, the idea, all right, eternal. Spiritual growth, the idea of the human soul is dissolving with each discovery that these space agencies make every day, and that generally reaches us through mass media, radio, TV, newspapers, etc. Channeling, programming, conditioning. Therefore, you have so much stuff in you. The inner exploration is then forgotten. The infinite spiritual growth that every human possesses within is totally in the background and rarely exploited, and we can live a lifetime without knowing it. The Negro is not human or mankind, y'all. The human Negro, I mean, feel whatever you want. The Negro is complete man and woman. Human capacities are then limited, generating lives of complete spiritual emptiness that are based on mere almost robotic or automatic movements to survive. The dome theory could generate that many want to perform this inner search. The desire to know more about spiritual growth would be paramount and encouraged by this new home where it returns to place humanity at the center of creation, especially centralizing a search beyond the material. I said that because I needed to say it, and you need to hear it. Not because I need to make more something, it's because you need to unlearn all the bull crap, which is too much something, and get back into knowing nothing. And otherwise, they wouldn't be the brother out of Georgia, the Y chromosome that's way older than anything existing, or Henry Letter Lax, or I can go on and on and on, and I'm not going to do that. It's for you to research it and be comfortable in doing so without creating more something because you're become your own protagonist and antagonist based on all the information giving through your programming. Now, religions could then adapt to incorporate. Well, let's look at this. The dome theory, right? when we get to it, the spiritual growth would be paramount and encouraged by this new home, where it returns to place humanity at the center of creation, especially centralizing a search beyond the material. And I agree, humanity at the center of creation. I agree. Religions could then adapt to incorporate this understanding of the horizontal universe. So it's not dismissing anybody. So do not ever take things personal. Being able to interpret it also is as infinite, but in an attainable way, knowing that on the other side of the membrane barrier, there are also beings that can give us another conception and theorize about creation itself and development in general, as well as learning about the past of mankind, or man and woman, not so remote in time. Learning that there are several domes that can be traversed in specific places, and with advanced technology would open a huge field of study, knowing that there are also other domes out there in different matrix cells, as if they were other cells as part of a large organism. The theories about these concepts are vast and also encourage, again, the critical thinking of all humanity, and not only that of a select group. It also opens a new field of study in reference to this dome, since if it acts as a dividing membrane, it could then have selective characteristics with respect to matter, leading us then to reflect on the why of the acceptance or not of such matter or energy. Introspection and personal development and independence from the experts, as well as from the mass media that cite discoveries of these prefabricated authority figures, is also encouraged to denote oneself, to remove oneself, to be indicative of getting rid of all that hogwash that keeps giving you way too much sediment, weighing you down. All right? If outer space is simply a simulation of the dome, then who has created such a distortion? This reflection would make us find these dark entities operating in the shadows, such as the custodians and Anunnaki beings who shape our history, reset us, and force us to follow a certain path forcibly into the future. In this way, the knowledge about our environment is not reduced simply to the shape of the earth, nor of the universe, to which everybody argues and fights about. Foolishly. It is a very complex subject that deserves a deep analysis of everything we have learned and everything we have been told until today. And next we'll be getting into what else has been hidden from us. Okay? Terra Infinita Map, the Dome Worlds, Claudio Nocelli's Nos Confanum. Where do we really live? Help me get used to walking on still. Deb, you funny. Where do we really live? This question encompasses so much and is sometimes difficult to delve into. But we will focus on all the information we have obtained after all these years, which are not so many. But it seems that millennia have passed, and the answer we got does not fit at all to the official version of our world or our known environment. The information I obtained came from Helen, a woman who claimed to have come from outside the earth. So one might imagine that this is another story of an alleged extraterrestrial being from a distant planet. But this was not going to be the case, because although we can consider Helen as an extraterrestrial being coming from outside, okay, the earth, it does not apply to the same case of the travels of other distant spheres that tell the stories about these UFOs that visit us. Besides revealing that those spheres seen in the skies seem to be part of a great simulation again, of the colonizers as a use or ruse of another means of manipulation, a ruse. Helen's story was different from all the previous ones told because she claimed to be human. And then how could it be possible for a human being to come from lands outside the known lands itself? Everything changed when she told me that across the known Antarctica, other continents and worlds existed behind as well as other advanced civilizations. As time went by, this story began to strengthen more and more, with direct contact and conversations, documents, and maps that simply made us go deeper and deeper to piece together this puzzle. Now, the story told about her father William in my first book, On the Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Walls, brings us closer to this whole story of how so much information was obtained about the ancestors, the Anakim giants, and other civilizations that also helped bring this story to light. Because if the giants weren't so fake, then why would they be hiding them? Helen would then continue to tell her, excuse me, her experience, it doesn't work on me, experience until today, that she has gone out in search of knowledge and to establish contact with all the existing possible races in this great dome, so that in the near future we can all unite against the custodial Anunnaki parasites. I welcome you again to the Terra Infinita, and we all will place ourselves in the center, not only in the geographical center, but in the center of all creation, because the human being was born precisely to fight against the colonizers that stain every world with their dark plans, as well as we were born to guard the secret and the sacred that is found within the celestial lands, which is the source from where our souls come from and where we will go when we leave this physical plane. That's why I keep telling y'all, stop having emotions when tyrants come upon you. When you remove all emotions, you don't have to respond unless it's in like manner, and you will be 1,000 times more powerful. In this book, we will analyze the map that made us question everything we have known so far. It makes us reflect on our life, our past, and everything that may come. Join me on this great journey that will be a bore, as before, and not bore like you think boring. And after in the vision, you have the environment that surrounds us all. So we'll be getting into the She-Key of the Giant Humans again, but this one is different from what I read to you guys in the total first 4 books, all right? And I hope y'all appreciate the read. I know it took a little while. I suppose it's not about time, correct? Put this right here. Let's put these books over here. And let me drink a little bit of sour soap. And I hope y'all appreciate that. You know the Cash App if you want to donate for the build. Or I'm still purchasing books. There's one book I want to get. I could buy it myself, but I'm going to have you guys help me. It's $119. And I already got one part of the book, which was I paid like $75 for that other part. And we haven't read it. I showed you guys. And this one is a pretty good book. And when you help me get it, and I'll show you when we get it. It's a pretty good read. All right. Oh, they're pushing it. I'm not tired at all, people. Trust me. Let me pull this up. Where's it at? And I hope y'all enjoyed that. And I want to say thanks to those who did donate yesterday. I don't know if I did. I don't make it my business to remind myself of this. That's why I choose to do it. Oh, my baby Sienna. Thank you, Mama. She just donated. Carrie Beaker, thank you yesterday. I didn't say it. Lamont Jr., I got you, bro. If you're in here, appreciate that, man. Yeah, that's going to be a very great assistance, okay? Use it for whatever you need. I appreciate you, bro. And that was Monday. All right, so, again, I appreciate you guys. I like doing it this way. I always wanted to get here. Like I said, I have dreams. I see things. And my focus... I wake up, right? How many of y'all have crust in your eye, right? When you wake up, eyes watering. Are you aware mine's is pure white? I mean, like chalk. I am serious. I am so serious. I was going to actually show you guys every time I'm like, I'm going to do that. Y'all might be like, what's going on with red? And it's like pure white. Like my tears, when they dry, it's pure white. I mean, thick. Anyway, I appreciate you guys taking time to listen. And the donations, yeah, I appreciate the super chats, trusting me, but I'm not like the other guys with the $100 thing they got because they're greedy. YouTube, everything they do is corrupt. Send it to the Cash App. I can use it, and I can better use it. That way, it can be shown to you because they take it and they take from it. And well, yeah, it's like every month. It's supposed to be $100 one time when I read it, and then you just get paid, and they're just corrupt. It is what it is. You got to remember how many times that they blocked me and stuff, and everything they blocked me for, they were wrong. And this is where you hold people, you hold them responsible to their flaws and all the assumptions they create, and they don't care, which is a beautiful, magnificent thing, especially for somebody as such as me. You know what I mean? So I really, really appreciate their absurdities. I appreciate y'all's stern stance. I appreciate any new subscribers. I appreciate all of you. Okay. I'm gonna burn some more sage. I really want to eat something, man. But I'm gonna hold off. Finish the sour soup. I'll probably have a can of sardines or something with some Celtic salt. And we'll be back a little later. But we need to get some wood. And get to work up there. But what I was looking, let me share this with you guys. So you can donate if you want, guys. I was looking at the weather, right? It's saying do something. Okay, background data. It's on. What are these people? What are these goofies doing, man? Sheesh. Anyway, so today, supposed to be 63 and then night 21. But the beautiful thing is we're gonna have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday in the 60s, high 60s to 70s. So I wanted to get up there and get this hole dug. That's what we did today. But I'm thinking about going out because I'm looking at right now. I have money that I don't have to go into. I keep because of my vehicle in case something happens. But when we're looking at, hold on. Get out of here with that. Go more. Just want to make sure. I had to Google up. 10 days. Dude, on the 2nd is going to be 70-something degrees, bro. And Saturday on the 1st, 65, right? Friday, 6. So what I was thinking about was I really want to hold off because I want to build that platform in one day. And I know that I can afford it, but I like guys to chip, everybody chip in. So I'm looking at either next Wednesday or Thursday. I want to get the wood. We said we would, but there's a lot of things still got to go on. A lot of things I have to get done online and ID. Anyway, so I'm looking at holding off for, again, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's our weather is starting to go get warm again, guys. I got a hot tent that I probably won't even be using. So yeah, it's like that. It's going to be getting warm again. It's 60s and 70s. And at night, we're going to be getting back into the mid 30s because I knew here, just like Page, we have 2 weeks where we're down, like in Page and the res, we get we can get close to like 0. But here is a little warmer. We're closer to the 68 parallel. So I don't want to be wasting and spending a whole lot of money on gas to go pick up 2 pieces of wood. You know what I'm saying, T?
Yeah, exactly.
And to be spending $40 on gas to go pick up $40 of 2 pieces of wood. We can do a lot more. So digging the hole, getting the pole set, and when we get everything lined up, because we can even double some of the 2x6s that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And we can just and reinforce them because we're gonna be doing it anyway. We can build with what we have. But those other boards are very, very, very important, and we're probably gonna have to get a lot more than the 2 because the 18 by 18, I might even stretch it out to like 20 by 20. It's gonna be another part of the platform. All these gonna be connected. So someone say, well, why don't you? We're building on our mounds, bro. So we're not gonna get backhoe and dig all this stuff up and then rebarb and pour concrete that's going to have to go radon and cool over years kicking up radiation from this you know what I mean? No, we're going to build to connect with the earth in a way that is beneficial and use things that are not going to off gas and everything else to allow more clarity. Because me and T, we're out here, we're not under all that crap. The only thing we're getting is from this.
Yeah, that's true.
We're in the cold, we're in the sun gazing and all outside barefoot.
Harmonio, man.
There is clarity. I can't explain it, even with aluminum and everything and all those stuff. Don't get focused on what I'm saying, but hear the deeper part. So I appreciate you guys. All right, there's not a whole lot can be said about a lot of things. Sometimes you gotta pull back and you gotta say, wait a minute, I'm rushing, we're rushing, I'm pushing because it doesn't have to be that way. So we're gonna be up there. I got an hour and 20 minutes. I was looking at stuff I haven't even posted on YouTube. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get that hole dug somewhere around about. We'll probably hit up there about like 1:30, 2 o'clock, because around 4 or 5, the sun's setting. It's gonna be a little nice, and we get that hole dug and everything, and we'll record that, and then we'll probably put the other 2x6 by 16, and the front part we can double it. We can go up there, we get our screws, blah 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 blah, and show you when we start putting the joist, the joist hangers, the countersinking. It's a magnificent, beautiful thing. I really, really would enjoy y'all some of you being here, and some of you are very knowledgeable in this stuff. You know what I mean? It's warming up here. It's good, Mom. It's good, Mama. I hope y'all enjoyed the read, though. I hope you guys appreciate one another. It's a magnificent, a wondrous thing that is going on. Don't get caught up in who's a Jew and this, that, and all that. We have enough people reading. All you need to do is listen and pay attention. Don't become a hoplite. Allow yourself to nurture. I want to be careful when I say this. Allow yourself to be the drink that you never took, but you always wanted. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna give you a little something here before I get off. It's beautiful, isn't it? Anyway, I appreciate you guys. And your support is my support. I hope my support is your support. And that we meet always on the same plane of existence. Oh, what? And again, y'all have a magnificent day. And I'll see you guys later.